Hey folks, Sheila here from Design Files. I wanted to put together a video tutorial series that would basically walk you through all the steps that you can take to really bring your kitchen designs to life when you're using the Design Files 3D Floor Planner. Now, we actually built in a ton of functionality that will allow you to really customize your kitchen designs. And instead of me having this one long drawn out video tutorial, I thought it would be better if I broke this down into bite-sized pieces, and then you can just kind of pick the videos that you want to focus on next. So what we're going to do in this first video is really just focus mainly on where do you find those kitchen cabinets and how do you place them within your kitchen designs, and a couple of tips that you might want to keep in mind just as you're navigating the kitchen functionality. So let's go ahead, we're going to jump right in. I'm going to use this kitchen design as my example. And the first thing that you really want to know is that whenever you're building out your kitchens using the Design Files 3D Floor Planner, you first need to start by drawing out your walls and then adding in your structural elements like your windows and your doors. And there are video tutorials that will walk you through that. But once you have your main structure built out, then you can start adding in all of your kitchen cabinets. And you'll find your kitchen cabinets over here in the right side panel. There's an option or a menu that's specific for them. So just click on kitchen cabinets. And then within there, you're going to see that there's different libraries. So you've got your base cabinets, your tall cabinets, and your wall cabinets. Now for each of these, you're going to find that when you click into them, it's loaded with a variety of different configurations and all the different sizes. So you've got tons that you can choose from. And everything is all logically ordered. So you can see here with the base cabinets, we're starting with the 1-door base cabinet. You get it in all the sizes. Then you move on to the 2-door in all the sizes. And then every configuration is grouped the same way. So it really makes it quick and easy for you to just narrow in on the specific format and the size that you want. And when you find the one you want, you click on it. You're going to move over to your floor plan. And when I shift this cabinet next to another cabinet, you're going to see that it's going to snap into place like that. So now that I've got that cabinet in place, over here on the right side panel, you're going to see that it's going to show me all the different ways that I can customize this particular cabinet. I wouldn't bother doing that right now. First, I would get all my cabinets in because then I can multi-select the cabinets to customize them all at once. But one thing that you should be aware of right now is that whenever you select a cabinet, over here you're going to see a dimensions drop down. And if you ever wanted to just quickly change out the size of a particular cabinet that you've added in, then you can use this drop down to do that. So I could knock this down to 15 inches if I wanted to, bring it back up to the 18-inch one. It just allows me to quickly select different sizes. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do here is we'll go back to the base cabinets, and I'm just going to add in a couple more so that we can kind of fill out this wall design. And again, when I bring it over, it's going to snap into place. Now, I'll also add in some wall cabinets. So let's go into the wall cabinet library. And again, you're going to see all the different sizes. So you can just scroll through and then you can pick the appropriate one that you want. And I'm just going to rotate this one around here to 90 degrees and we'll slide it into place. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to click the duplicate option, and then I'm just going to allow this to snap into place. And I'll do it again, and it'll snap into place. So I've got my 3 wall cabinets here. For all my wall cabinets, they're automatically going to be placed 54 inches from the floor. So they don't anchor to the floor and then you have to raise them. They're automatically set at 54 inches. So if I go into the perspective mode, you can see what this looks like. Now you can absolutely change the distance from floor right here. So you can put in a number manually, you can use the slider, you can use the arrows, you can use this arrow over here. It's very flexible. I just prefer, if anything, if I'm going to change the dimensions for the overall height for these wall cabinets, I typically just go straight into punching in the exact number that I want. Now the last thing that I'm going to add here is going to be a tall cabinet. So here you can see that we've got a number of tall cabinets. There are some that have built-in appliances as well. You can choose the orientation for the appliances. You can choose which appliances get added in. So there's a lot that we'll be able to cover. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and get a 2-door pantry that I'm going to add into my design. I'm going to go into the floor plan mode here just because I feel like it's easy for me to see how things are snapping into place from here. So I'm going to let that one snap in. And the last thing that I'll bring to your attention when you're placing your cabinets here is that if you, let's just shift this wall up here for a second. Let's say it's like, that's where my wall is. So you can see that I've got this gap here. If you ever wanted to fill that gap, for each of your kitchen cabinet libraries, at the very end of the library, you're going to find the filler cabinets. So you've got base filler cabinets, wall filler cabinets, and tall filler cabinets. So those you can use to basically fill in those gaps. Now in my case, I need the one that's 90 inches high and 24 inches deep, so I'm going to take this one. And I also need to be able to determine what this gap is. So I'm going to use the ruler right here. I'm going to click on the edge of the cabinet. I'm going to move over to the wall, and I'm going to click on the edge of the wall. So I can see this is 5 inches. So now that I know that, I'm going to exit out of this mode by clicking on the ruler again. I'm going to click on my filler cabinet, and I'm going to make it 5 inches. And then I'm just going to slide this into place. And that will allow me to just fill those gaps. Let's see if I can zoom in here, so that I can not have those kind of ugly little gaps in my design, but I can make everything look like it is nicely built in. And of course, for any of the filler cabinets, you'll be able to customize it the same way you'll be able to customize any of your other cabinets. Now, a couple other things that I'll just bring to your attention here as we're making our way through the cabinets. There are corner cabinets for your wall cabinets and for your base cabinets. You'll also find that there are blind cabinets as well if you want to use those when you're dealing with your corners. So if I come down to the bottom of the library, that's where you're going to see those. There's also a number of cabinets that have built-in appliances. And for those built-in appliances, you can choose what appliance it is, and you can also customize it. I'll be touching on that in a separate video, so just keep your eyes open for that. The last thing that I wanted to bring to your attention here is, let's say I had a taller ceiling for this kitchen, and I want to stack a couple of wall cabinets on top of each other. So I'm going to move over to this design right here. So this design allows, because I've got the taller ceiling height, you can see here that I've got this wall cabinet here, but I stacked another wall cabinet on top of it. So I've got a 36-inch high, and then this one here is 15 inches high. Now the one thing that you want to keep in mind if you are going to stack wall cabinets is that, remember I said all of your wall cabinets are going to default to 54 inches from the floor. So when you add in a cabinet on top of another wall cabinet, this is probably going to happen, but there's an easy fix for it, so don't panic. So basically what you want to do here is you're just going to lift up the original wall cabinet, you'll select the one that's underneath, and over here on the right side panel, you can adjust the distance from the floor. So I'm going to raise this one 90 inches, and then I can click on the original one, and I'm going to bring this one back down to 54. So it's going to sit directly on top. Basically, I'm just doing the math. So if I know that this is 54 inches from the ground, and I know that this is a 36, let's see here. Yeah, it's a 36-inch high cabinet. I know that this one up here has to be set at 90 inches above the ground. So you can just do the math depending on the size of the cabinet that you're adding. Once you've done that for one of them, you can just go ahead in the floor plan mode here, and then you're going to duplicate the one that you've already raised to 90 inches, and then you can just layer it into place like that. We'll go into perspective mode, and you can see how it looks. And then from there, you'll be able to customize with different wood finishes, paint finishes, different hardware. But that we're going to be talking about in a separate video. So there you have it. That's basically kind of the basics for where you're going to find all your wall cabinets. There are loads of options for you to choose from, so be sure to check it out. And then once you have all your cabinets in place, remember you do have filler cabinets for each of your wall, your base, and your tall cabinets. So it'll allow you to fill those gaps where you need to. If you are going to be doing a double stack for your wall cabinets, just know that you'll have to adjust the distance so the other ones will sit directly on top of your original wall cabinets. And outside of that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this video as is. If you have any questions about how to handle your cabinets, feel free to reach out to us on the live chat. Otherwise, keep your eyes open for the second video where we're going to be talking about how to customize those cabinets with different finishes and hardware.